Hey everyone, today we're going to talk about some products that I have used up. This is what I've used up in the last several months. So, end of 2019 and beginning of 2020, like this is mid January. So, this is just the things that I've used up in the last couple months. And as you can see, I actually used up a little makeup, which is new and different for me. And I tend to keep all this stuff around my bathroom, and it's time to clean it out, so I wanted to show it to you. So this first thing is just a Lush bag from a Lavender Vita Loca sample, which smells really good. And I liked that they labeled the sample, because a lot of times I have these Lush bags and I have no idea what was in it by the time I think about, hey, what was this? So that's actually in my guest bathroom right now, but I don't want to keep the bag hanging around. But I had the opportunity to visit a Lush for the Boxing Day sale this year, and then I got a couple more things off their website. So that was super exciting, and I will have to share those with you. So I kind of tried to organize these a little bit, but so we have some candles here. This is the Grove Collaborative Soy Candle on vanilla and sandalwood. 70-hour bird time, 8 ounces. I'm not sure. I didn't pay attention to how long it burned, but I did. See, I dug the wax out to stick in one of my, it was the Mrs. Myers. Actually have it right here. This is the Mrs. Myers apple cider, and these fit into my candle warmer really well, so I dug the rest of the vanilla wax out and added it to this, and yeah, it smells good. The vanilla sandal wax added to the apple cider. And then this candle is really old. This is the Pacifica Indian Coconut Nectar, and Pacifica hasn't made candles in a long time, and this one looks kind of, it's been around a while. So it is time to go, and I actually need to use up the rest of these Pacifica candles that I have because they've been sitting here for quite a while. So that is on its way out. I actually just bought this Remedy soap, and I got it because I really like to use natural things whenever possible, but because I have I'm prone to getting like body acne, and so I have to use a special body wash that has like a really high alcohol content in it to kind of help keep that at bay. And it's called Hibiclens. It's not very exciting, and it's definitely not natural. And I was sort of looking for a natural alternative to that, so I got this Remedy soap to see how that would do. And I didn't really get much of a chance to try it because when I went home for Christmas to see my parents, I came back and my husband had used all this, and I was like, "Did you like it?" And he was like, "Not really." Because he doesn't like using body wash. He likes using bar soap. So, that's kind of funny. So I put another one of these on my subscribe and saves for next month. So I will try this at that time. I did try it a few times, but it's supposed to soothe dry, itchy skin, deodorizes and refreshes. It's supposed to be good for your feet as well as your body. This is a 12-ounce bottle with tea tree, mint, and aloe. So I'm hoping that I will like this when I get a chance to use a little bit more of it. This one I got from Grove Collaborative. This is a Mrs. Myers Clean Day hand soap made with olive oil and aloe vera, 12.5 ounces, in the oat blossom scent. And this is the first thing that I had in the oat blossom scent. I really liked it. I don't even know how to describe it, but I really liked it. It's a creamy, clean, clarifying scent that is downright freshened up, which I don't feel like tells you a whole lot. But I really liked this scent, and I would definitely recommend it. I like the Mrs. Myers line in general, and I get a decent amount of things, not like a ton, because I'm trying not to stockpile so much. I have a bad habit of wanting to have like a closet full of hand soap and cleaning products at the ready, and like that closet's kind of full. So I'm trying to be better about not like stockpiling things. But so I do like to get things from Grove Collaborative. So this was just a naturally deep conditioning facial wash mini that I had, and I don't think it even says how big it was. I don't dislike this brand, but I don't particularly love it or find anything of note. Oh, it was 1 ounce. It's a travel size, and I believe I did travel with it somewhere. But yeah, this is perfectly fine. It's just not, I don't know, it hasn't been my favorite, I guess. It's fine. And I'll tell you what is my favorite. The only thing I use on my hair is Morocco Method. It's made a huge difference in my hair. My head hates everything. My scalp's really sensitive and tends to react to like everything in the world. And so these Morocco Method shampoos and conditioners, and honestly all of their products, like I only use Morocco Method stuff on my hair. And I've heard people say that there are questionable ingredients in it, but it has done a lot for me. It's made me like my hair looks a lot better, my scalp feels a lot better. So it's I've been using it exclusively for about 2.5 years, and my hair just looks a lot better and fuller and thicker than it used to be. So I've been very happy with it. So these are just some minis that I had that I kind of wanted to declutter. So I used these up a while ago, and so this one is the Floating Lotus Conditioner, which I have the full size of in my shower. These are really like super tiny, like one-time use samples. This is the Pearl Essence Cream Rinse. This one I don't like as much. It's like a little heavy, and I feel like the Floating Lotus works better for me. This is the Earth Essence Shampoo and the Pine Shell Shampoo. And sometimes, like, just because I have such a sensitive scalp, I can react to those things. So I usually stick to the same. I usually use the Sea Essence and then sometimes the vinegar shampoos. Those are my favorites that I use all the time. This is just a liquid iodine, and this probably lasted me like 2 years. But I actually put this into like just a drop of this into my nasal rinse. Yeah, it's kind of weird. But if you do that, drop of liquid iodine, a chiropractor told me that once, and I know, like, people aren't, the jury's out on chiropractors sometimes. I go. I feel like it helps me a lot. But sometimes, like, getting medical advice, you don't know. But I will say that has helped me. I get sinus infections kind of chronically, and when I put a little drop of that in, I do feel like, maybe it's mental, but it feels like it helps me. But because I'm a teacher and work with kids, like, I get germs and I don't want them. So you'll notice, like, I'm very obsessed with being clean and sanitary with my makeup, especially because you have to be careful. Makeup can get kind of germy. So I try to stay up on that, and this is kind of why I'm trying to clean some things out, because you don't want things sitting around too long because they grow bacteria, and that's not great. So this is the All Natural Face Liquid African Black Soap. This is a 2-ounce bottle, and I don't remember anything special about this. I feel like it was fine. I like a lot of products from the All Natural Face. I used to get, back when they did their subscription box, so I like had a ton of stuff. So I haven't bought anything from them in quite a while, just because like I have so much of it that I need to use. I have bought several of these lately. This is the Honest Beauty mascara, and I literally have not opened the lash primer side like one single time. This is the second tube of this I've had, and I just didn't feel like the lash primer side did anything, so I just kind of ignore it. But the mascara is really good. It's 0.2 ounces or 6 milliliters. Size of mascara really does not matter for me because my eyes are insanely sensitive. I cannot open this one-handed. So this is what the wand looks like. But because my eyes are insanely sensitive, I can use a mascara like the longest would be about 1.5 months. They say like throw your mascara away every 3 months. Unfortunately, it's more often for me just because my eyes are so sensitive that they'll start to react well before the 3-month mark for most mascaras, which is why I'm always looking for economical mascaras. And then I just use one at a time. And I throw them away pretty regularly. But I really like this one. This was my second tube, and I actually think I have 2 more right now. This is one of those things that I look for sales on Amazon because it is like $15 regular price, but I can usually get a couple dollars off. And since I go through and use so many different mascaras, I try to keep them. I try to stick to deal mascaras whenever I can. But I liked this one quite a bit. A lot of natural mascaras can be kind of hit and miss, or they're really expensive, and I don't want to invest a lot in a mascara that I'm going to use for 1 month. So You're not going to see me using a lot of high-end mascaras most of the time unless there's like a special deal or something. I did get some RMS ones at the end of December when they were buy one get one, so those will be fun to try. And I'm actually using a Givenchy mascara sample right now that like came with a lipstick that my mom got me for Christmas. And no, those things are not natural, and yes, they are awesome. I have never bought myself a Givenchy, so that's been fun to play with. But for the most part, I use natural mascaras, and this Honest Beauty one has been good. I have a few Honest Beauty products, but this is something that I've bought several times. But I do feel like within like 3 or 4 weeks, it started to kind of get to me, so I had to go ahead and retire this one, and I went to the Givenchy then. So I went ahead and opened this up so you can see the wand, but this is the Reviva Labs Hypoallergenic Mascara in black. I get this at IRB, and I've bought so many, like I couldn't even tell you how many of these I've used. I think there are like 8 something now, but like back when I first started getting these, they were around $5. So I would buy them in bulk because I go through so many mascaras. And it's not great, it's not great quality, but just because I go through so many mascaras, I do go back to this one pretty regularly. It's just a tried and true. If you were picking, I would suggest the Honest Beauty one, but it's probably about twice the price, just depending on where you're buying it from. So that is something to keep in mind. But yeah, so I've used this one quite a bit. This one can flake a little bit, so I have to be kind of careful about that, but it doesn't irritate my eyes. So this is the one that I was using right before the Honest Beauty. This is the Clove and Hallow. This is their lip gloss in Candied Hearts. Do they call this a lip glaze? This might be a lip glaze, but it's a lip gloss, and I really love when companies package their gloss like this. One of my pet peeves in like all of beauty, but I especially notice in clean beauty, that it's really hard to find glosses that aren't with doe foot applicators, and I hate using doe foot applicators because I'm prone to getting sick, and I'm a germaphobe. And so, putting your lips on a doe foot applicator and then sticking it back in the tube, and then like seeing somebody like do that and then use it again a year later, I'm just like, ew, gross. So I have some doe foot glosses, and I tend to like let them sit around and collect dust, and then I'll use one, and then I'll use it like a month, just kind of like how I use mascara. Like I'll use it like a short time, and then I'll retire it just because I'm so worried about getting sick. Or like letting germs fester inside my lip gloss. So I know a lot of times those will say that they last for a year, and I just don't trust it. I just don't. But so I really love this Clove and Hallow gloss. This was a really cool promo when I first tried Clove and Hallow. Around this time last year, they had a deal where when you bought something, I can't remember what you had to spend, but I think it might have just been with any order that you got this Candy Hearts lip gloss free. And I actually did it when I bought the Sunrise Pressed Pigment palette, and then I also got their BOGO concealer offer, and I went through both of those concealers as well. So this is actually like I've used both of these lip glosses up that I got, and I used both of the concealers, and I find it hard to use up makeup. So, like clearly that's a testament to like how much I like the Clove and Hallow products. But I will also say that when a gloss is packaged in this way, there tends to not be like a ton of product in it. And these are $17 now, so that is something to keep in mind. I haven't paid full price for the ones I've had so far, and I actually just recently got one of their clearance deals on the Christmas set. So I got 3 shades for $30, which I feel like is a lot more reasonable, just because of the size of like how much gloss you get in each tube. But I tried one of them the other day, Spicy, and I really liked it. But this is the shade Candied Hearts, and this was the color for the Valentine's promo last year. And there was just enough in the tube to swatch that. So I think it's really pretty. And I like how they feel on the lips, and I just really like these, and I like that they're pretty sanitary. So there's just a lot of things to like about them. I do also really like the pigmentation. I think that they're like a nice pigmented gloss, and the Spicy one especially, like it really stands out. Like it has a lot of pigmentation to it. So these are very nice. I would definitely recommend them. But I would maybe like try looking for a deal, just because like if you buy them individually, you're a little pricey. But if you're not like me and you don't buy like way too many you know, lip products in general, you know, you could just maybe pick like one and try it out, which is always smart. So there's not even enough left in this to swatch it, but this is the RMS Uncover Up. You'll see I took a chunk out of it like a really long time ago and I just kept using it. This is the RMS Uncover Up in the shade 22. I used this up quite a while ago and I have since started using their foundation they came out with, and I love this, and I've used this for years and I can't even tell you how many of these I've used up, but I think I like the foundation even more. And I was actually like watching somebody's YouTube review last night and she was talking about how she didn't like it, and I was like, oh, really? I can't believe it. But like not everything is for everybody, you know. But I have been using that foundation and I absolutely love it. I've been wearing it pretty much every day, and it's like, I like that it's a bigger jar, because obviously like this one is a pretty small jar, so like, you know, you're going to use this up. So like with that foundation size, because I use like concealer the same as foundation. Like I don't really distinguish between the two. Like I'll use one or the other, but I'm too lazy to use both at the same time. So for me, the foundation is like a little bit more practical because I'm going to get like more bang for my buck and like more use out of it. But I still have a backup of this and I will definitely travel with it for sure. But I do think the foundation's a little easier to use. So if you were going to get one or the other, I would maybe suggest the foundation. So this, as you can see, is broken. This is basically used up. There's like a little bit more in there, but I actually stopped using it because it was starting to irritate my eyes. But I feel like I'm going to count it. Like it's an empty, right? Like it counts. This is actually a really pretty color. It's called Ultraviolet Goddess. It's a vegan unicorn spit highlighter. And as you can see, 5 grams, a really nice small organic ingredient list. So, well, not all the organic ingredients, but some of them. So smaller ingredient list featuring organic products, yes. So it's made of jojoba and argan oils, titanium dioxide, boron nitride, organic candela wax. So it's really simple and I like that. Unfortunately, like this packaging did fall apart quite some time ago, but I have used this a lot. And I just think it has a really pretty sheen to it. Let's see how well this will show up. So, well, it's pretty light. But you can see there, it's got a little bit of reflectivity to it. So it's really pretty, like purple, like a purple tint to this highlighter. And I just liked that, like an Ultraviolet Goddess. Like I just felt like, because this actually came out before the RMS, their Violet highlighter shade, which I got last year, and I love that one too. But this came out, I think I got this a little bit before that. And at the time I was just like, oh, a purple highlighter. That's awesome. That's so cool. So I really liked this, but I also have that one. So I'm not probably going to, I actually have like a ton of highlighters I need to use up. And I have some that I'm kind of waiting to open because I don't want them to go bad while I'm using other ones. I just want to like finish up what I have open right now. But yeah, so I would definitely recommend these. One of the best things about these is they're affordable. I think these are maybe like $6 a piece, and they do, All Natural Face has sales pretty regularly. So, yeah, I definitely recommend their products. I have a lot of their products, and they are awesome. I will say the shelf life on this, like I would not keep this past a year, but I think at that price point, like, but I would definitely suggest like get one of these and like use it completely. Like don't get like a whole bunch. I bought last year when they came out with their cream highlighters, I got several because I was really excited and they were cheap, but like I didn't even, like they're great and I use them a lot, but I didn't even make a dent in them, and I think it's time to retire them just because of, you know, the shelf life. They say that some of their cream products can last like 2 to 2.5 years, but in my experience, like I feel like since RMS products say that they are good a year, and then like the Ilia cream products say they're good a year, like I just feel better retiring them after about a year. And I will admit, like I've hung on to things a little bit longer than I should, especially like if I paid more for them. So I'm trying to stop doing that. Like make sure that I like don't open things until I've used something else. I feel like I've talked a lot about this, so now I just need to like actually do it. This is a really awesome, I'm like obsessed with this. This is the RMS Beauty lipstick in the shade Nightfall, and it came in the mini lipstick set that they released 2 holidays ago. And I absolutely love this shade, and I went to buy the full size of it. This is only like 0.04 ounces, so it's pretty small, so I used it up pretty quickly, and I was wearing it to work like all the time, which I work in an elementary school, and they were probably like, why are your lips so dark? But actually, kids would compliment me on this all the time. Oh, I'm sorry I dropped you. But I just think this is like the greatest. It's like vampy, and it's very full coverage. And I just love this. I love this color so much. And when I went to get the full size, they had taken it down off their site, and I actually wrote to RMS, and I was like, are you going to bring this back? And they were like, someday. So I feel like there's a good chance it'll show up again next fall. And if it does, I will be getting one. But in the meantime, I've been using the clove and hallow color called Psych, which is not the same, but it's pretty close. Okay, so just because I was talking about it, I wanted to show you. So on the right, I swatched the clove and hallow color Psych. So as you can see, like they're definitely 2 different colors. But since I couldn't get Nightfall again, this has been kind of like the closest dupe I found so far for right now. And as you can see, like Psych is a really, really pretty color. So it is definitely different. It's much more cool and violent, violet, not violent. But I love both of these shades, and I will continue using Psych. This is my first Clove and Hallow lipstick, and it is a lot more moisturizing, and the RMS ones are more like matte, so they're like they stay put really well, but they're not moisturizing. I love them both. So yeah, I'll keep using Psych. I like it a lot. Crazy Rumors. This is a Crazy Rumors coffee bean lip balm, and did I use this one up? I can't remember. I think I did use this one up. But I probably have some of these around that are very old, so if I stumble upon any that are old and just seem off, I will get rid of them. I have been using this brand since long before I ever decided to get into natural cosmetics. Like, I just love Crazy Rumors. It is like my ultimate, I guess, HG Holy Grail lip balm. It's got shea butter in it, and yeah, they're just really awesome. They last for 2 years, which is nice. Here's the ingredients. So I had gone through a ton of these. And this one's in coffee bean, which smells really nice. And then this one is a lip balm from Lucky's Market. So it's the Lucky's Apothecary brand, and this is my favorite of their lip balms, the Vanilla Honey. I just love this brand. I get it. I don't have a Lucky's Market around here. But there's one in my parents' town, and so whenever I go home, I stock up on these because they are amazing, and they just feel really, really good, and I love the vanilla honey scent the most. So the next thing that I went through, and you can see I really did use this up. Yay! And I actually last year went through the highlighter quad too. And I've actually just gotten a new one of those when they had it on sale in December. So as you can see, I really did use up this whole thing. And it was the signature set, the mod collection. So Master Mixer, Living Luminizer, Smile, Lip to Cheek, and Spell Lip to Cheek. And then the Simply Cocoa Lip and Skin Balm at the bottom. Weirdly, these say they're only good for 9 months. I definitely had this significantly longer than that, which is not ideal. But yeah, so the interesting thing, I don't know, I got both of these at the same time. I will say this one, I did not use up, as you can see. I think this one is just like a little bit, like these colors were a little bit like lighter, and you know, they're getting like really messy now. They're like a little bit lighter and like everyday colors, so they were easy to like wear to work all the time, and I just gravitated to them a lot. This one, I actually do like these, but I feel like I don't know, I had a lot of things in my collection, And as you can see, it's just starting to, like you can see that some things are happening on this pan. Like it's just getting old, and I just think it's time to retire it. And I actually already have a backup of this because when I bought it, I bought this right when it came out, and so like now you're like, oh yes, yes, it's time. You need to part with that. But when I first got this, the pans were coming loose. So I don't know if I can like recreate it now. Yep, there we go. So as you can see, like these pans weren't like glued in very well. And so the really cool thing, like at the time I wrote to RMS and they sent me, I feel like one of these others ones fell out, but no, I can't remember which one it was. But at the time I sent them a picture of that and they just like, no questions asked, like immediately sent me a new palette. So I've had that one on backup for a long time. So I'm going to retire this one. And then when I use up some other things, I will use that one. And I feel like this color here, like I'm never going to use that as a blush, but it would really be a really pretty lip color. This one I did use as a blush quite a bit. Again, I don't really need a bronzer color because I just don't use it very often, but I did love this. This is the Magic Luminizer. So I'm going to go ahead and swatch these on my arm because I have them and I can. So as I was swatching them, I discovered that the pink and the red were both loose, so that's why I'd written to them and kind of told them about that. And they just, I honestly thought they were going to be like, this is how you can glue them back together. And they just sent me a new palette. So I thought that was really awesome of RMS Beauty. So here are the 4 colors swatched. So the first one is Burriti Bronzer. I have used this one on my eyes several times, and I've also used the Magic Luminizer on my eyes a lot. I really like the Magic Luminizer. That's like one of those things, like I loved Living Luminizer. I loved Living Luminizer quite a bit, but then Magic Luminizer is just even better. It's just next level, right? And then the pink color is the Demure Lip to Cheek. And then the red is Beloved Lip to Cheek, which as you can see is quite nice, but it's definitely like a statement. Like to me, that's like a statement lip color. If I put that on my face, I would look super scary because I have a lot of pink in my face. So I actually do not, like I don't gravitate to like I'm not like, oh, let's use this red as a blush. Like that's not a good idea for me. So that was the Signature Set Pop Collection. And I am really sad that I didn't get to use this up, but I did make a good dent in it, and I will probably wait a little while before I get out my backup one. So as you can see, I really like RMS palettes. This was a couple years old, honestly, and it's just really time for me to get rid of this. And I feel so bad about it because as you can see, I still have a lot left, but it's just time. I've had this, I think, over 2 years now, and I just need to let go of it. But this was a collaboration, and I think I actually got this when it was getting clearanced out at the end of like a Christmas season. But it was a collaboration between RMS Beauty and Free People, so I've actually ordered it from Free People, which is the only time I've ever bought anything from Free People. Nothing against that brand, I just don't know anything else about it. But so this has the colors Kissable, Modest, and Elusive. And I can't remember about the others, but I know you can get Modest outside of this, and Modest was definitely the color that, like, as you can see, Modest was the color I mostly used. And that was because, like, as this trio, like, which one of these is going to be a blush, like, for me? With my very pink skin, obviously these two, like, darker burgundy colors were not going to be a blush. And this would be a great, I did try to use this with a lip brush and like take it to work, but I work in a very fast-paced elementary school environment with many, many children. And so it's just a lot easier for me to use lip products in a tube form, or, you know, something where I don't have to like a palette where I have to like dip a brush in and use a separate mirror is just like, it's difficult to use. But I did really like this, and it came with like a cute little makeup bag, and I think it came with some of the makeup remover wipes, and it came with a brush. So it was a really good deal. And I like, obviously I get to keep those things. Like that brush is going to be great forever. I do really love when RMS does these like palettes with like quads or trios. Because when I buy their single products, I just think it's really hard to like use one up in the amount of time that you have to like if you're going to make a product where like, this is how much time you have and it's going to go bad in a year, then like smaller amounts of it make more sense. So that has really made me appreciate that they've been offering more things, you know, like more trios and quads, and even like This year I got their larger powder palette. And so I've just been loving that they're doing more of those kinds of things. I'm trying to like kind of steer away from getting the individual products, because the individual products, outside of like obviously like the concealer, I'm going to use that. But like for example, I have two of their I love their cream eyeshadows, and I have two of them right now, and I have not made a dent in either one. And like technically it's time to declutter them, but I really don't want to. So we'll see. I'm going to play with them a bit and see what I think. But yeah, I want to go ahead and swatch these colors because they're very pretty. I'm honestly like, I'm so sad that I'm getting rid of these because they are gorgeous. So yeah, now I have to move my hand so that I can see what they're called. Okay, so the first one is Kissable, and then Modest, and then Elusive. And as you can see, they're all just beautiful and pigmented and awesome. So these were, I believe these are all the lip to cheek. Yeah, they're all the lip to cheek formula. And they're just very nice and full coverage. It's just the delivery system of like having to put something on with a brush. And I will say like the Ilia palettes, because they came with a mirror, those are a little bit easier to use. What I really want is something that has like a mirror and a brush like included in the palette, so that you don't have to have like a separate mirror and a separate brush, just because that's like a lot less convenient, and it's a lot harder. Like if you've got like 4 seconds to put on your lip balm before students come in, like it would just make things easier. But yeah, so I really like these. I really like Armis products in general. But I am retiring that. So that is my empties for today. I can like move this towel. That doesn't look good. I've just been like coloring all over myself. Don't I look pretty? Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you soon.